revealing the hidden formats in Psalm 30. And these would lead us to the first writer's formats, or format, depends on how many different ones we find, because we're finding more than one. We're finding pieces sometimes of different formats, and you can tell by the format the different writers. So let's take a look here at 31. And it's going to be a long one, and I think we should just get in here and start going to it. Maybe blow it up a little bit more now. I have to take refuge in you. Boy, that's, let me never be ashamed in your righteousness to deliver me. I'm thinking that's just a, never let me be ashamed. Yeah, it's got to be divided. Incline your ear to rescue me. Incline your ear to rescue me. Quickly be you a rock of strength, a stronghold to save me. Stronghold would be a fortress, and usually those are larger cities. For you are my rock and my fortress. For your name's sake, you will lead me and guide me. You will pull me up out of the net, which they have securely laid or secretly laid for me. For you are my strength. Into your hand I commit my spirit. You, the spirit is soul. So let's put it in right now. You have ransomed me. YHVH'S of truth. I hate those who regard vain idols. I hate those. And they're the pagans. You're against them, so I will rejoice and be glad in your love kindness, because you have seen my affliction, and you have known my troubles. This would not be there, and you have not assaulted. And I hope you've watched a few of the other videos I get into a little bit more. I'm trying to get through these a little faster, especially this one. It's quite a long. You have not forgiven, you have not given me over. You have not given me over. You have not given me into the hand of my enemy. You have set my feet. You have set my feet in a safe place, not a large place. Be gracious to me, YV, for I am in distress. My eye is wasted away from grief. My soul and my body also. I don't know about that verse at all. For my life is spent with sorrows. Insult, and spent with sorrows, and my years with sighing, and my years are with sighing. My strength has failed, because my iniquity and my body has wasted away because all my adversaries. I have become a reproach, especially to my neighbors, an object of dread to my acquaintance. To those who see me in the street, flee from me. I am forgotten as a dead man. Dead male. Dead male. I don't think I am forgotten. I don't know, that might be able to be cut into 2 verses. Like a broken vessel, like a broken pot. For I have heard their slander and their many terrors, and many terrors on every side. Well, they took counsel together against me. They schemed a way to take my life. But as for me, I trust you, Ivy. I say you are my creator. My times are in your hand to deliver me. My times are in your hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemy and from those who persecute me. Make your face to shine upon your servant. Save me by your love kindness. By your love kindness. Let me not be put to shame. Why do I call upon you? Let the wicked be put to shame. Let them be silent in Sheol. Let their lying lips be dumb, which speak arrogantly against the righteous, with pomp and contempt. How great is your goodness. That would have to be for me. For us, I'm going to put us in there right off the bat though, and then read it. Which you have stored up for those. He hasn't stored them up. How great is your goodness for us. Here we go. Which you have you do hide. I don't know about these secret places. You do hide them in secret places. Of your presence. From the conspiracies of man. You keep them secretly. You keep them sheltered. Must be why we can't do that. Man cannot, blessed be our creator, can't do that. It's just, oh, battery's low here. Hold on, I got it. Let's plug in my shortcut for being able to stream, or not to, or at least to switch from series to series here. For, oops, I can see I don't have a light on in here. Why for he has made marvelous his love kindness to me. For he has made marvelous his love kindness to me in a besieged city. As for me, I said my alarm. I am cut off from before his eyes. Nevertheless, he did hear me. And I told you these are petitions. Petitions when I cry out. And it needs to be cry out to you. Lord YV, all you his righteous. I keep going over and having to explain. Righteousness is those who obey our Creator. YV preserves the faithful. Doesn't preserve the faithful. He that word we'll get rid of. And fully recompenses a proud doer. Be strong and let your heart take courage, all you who hope in YV. Okay, let's try this again. And you I have taken in YV. In YV I have taken refuge. Let me never be ashamed. Never be ashamed. By your righteousness, NYV I have taken. NYV I take refuge. Whoops. NYV I take refuge. Let me never be ashamed. I would say, let my righteousness deliver me. Not by your righteousness deliver me. By my, because the righteousness we know is our Creator, but we don't actually know which our Creator is doing. Is it is His compassion, is His mercy for us, is it, or where the word righteousness doesn't fit that. I would think it would be by my righteousness. By my righteousness deliver me. And I would have to say this is what we're being asked for. This is added and got rid of your. And in, I guess I go. Anyways, not thinking on my feet quick enough. By my righteousness deliver me. Incline your ear to rescue me. Be my stronghold to save me. We have to watch to see if it's going to be. I'm doing this to just say 3 verse. Incline your ear. Incline your ears. To rest. Incline. I don't like that word. Now what do I got here? Wait a second. Sorry, something took me off the side. So, where am I at? I'm right at the beginning. Incline your ears. I don't see it. To stretch your ears out. It's got bowed your ears, bend your ears. And even just start. Extend. Inclined is used 27 times, but stretched out is 17 times. Stretched is 31 times, and probably another 10 times differently with that. And then turn, and the word turn is used. Oh, this one's incline your ear. I just don't like that word, but I gotta go on. Incline your ears to rescue me. Like a stronghold to save me. Like a stronghold. To save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. For your name's sake. For your name's sake, you will lead and guide me. You will put all of a sudden that just went to 3 real quick there. That would be 3, that's 3. Will you put me out? Will you pull me out of the net which they have secretly laid for me? For you are my strength. Into your hand I commit my life. You. You have ransomed me. That doesn't. You have redeemed me. God of truth, but that isn't right. This is not truthful. This would almost like trying to divide up God into different gods, because a God of truth, a God of ransom, a God of you have redeemed me, YV. L of truth, L of my truth, L of my truth. What does that do? I hate those who regard vain idols, but I trust. This, like I said, that he hates those that's the enemy. So why even have that verse there? Who regard vain idols. Those who worship vain idols would see, they using the word regard, that doesn't make sense. They would be worshiping, so this is just out. I will rejoice and be glad in your love kindness, because you have seen my affliction, and you have known my troubles. You have not given me into the hands of my enemy. You set my feet free. You have set my feet free from them. In a large place doesn't mean nothing. And I can't use that down here, so, or the next verse. You have set my feet free from them. But if I do that, you have freed me from them. Into the hand of my enemy. You set my feet free. I'm going to replace, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to replace my feet with you have freed all this. I'm going to tie it together like this to show that I think that this needs to be grouped, and then put a D here. You have freed me from them. It would be now be gracious. Rescued from your enemy. Now to do this. Now be gracious to me. I don't know if we need his name here. Now be gracious to me, for I am in distress. Well, wait a second, what's he being in distress for? Because right now he's been redeemed from his enemies. For you have redeemed me. I'm going to put redeem there. And actually, it's like this. An act from our Creator. I will rejoice and be glad in your love kindness, because you have seen my affliction and you have known my troubles. You have not given me into the hands of my enemy. You have freed me from them. Now be gracious to me. It's not that you're in distress. Now be gracious to me. I am wasted away from grief. I am wasting away from grief. This grief would have to be tied to a loss of a child, a loss of a family, a loss of a family member, a loss of a close friend. So be gracious to me. My eyes are full of grief. No, my eye is just not working for me. I am, be gracious to me, for I am wasting away from, I would say, wasting, not really wasting away. Oh, the word also here is added. Sorry, but I need to go up here and correct that up here. Wasted, yeah, it's this one word is used two times in a row, 3 different times. I am saddened by my grief. I'd have to go look for the other words to find out what actually would be. I am wasting away. Be gracious to me. I am wasting away from grief. I am wasting away from grief. My body and soul, well, that just, for my life is spent with sorrows. My life is spent, for my life is spent with sorrows, and my years with sighing. The battle tested all your friends, grief of your friends dying all the time here. I didn't think of that when I said the word grief. Well, because one who's in battle all the time, this would be the sorrows that you're feeling for the other family. If you're the king, you're feeling sorry for the others. The families that the men have died in battle. For my life is spent with these sorrows. My life is spent with these sorrows. That is helping me understand that the word grief is what his grief is about. My life is spent with these sorrows, and my years have sadness, and my years with sadness. Sadness? Sadness. Groans, groaning, sighing 5 times, groaning 4 times. My years with sadness. My strength has failed because of my iniquity. No, this is what? 3 verse. 1, 2. Yep. This can be taken out. My life and my years are the same, for my life is spent with these sorrows. And now this is, although it fits the 3 verse format, my strength has failed because of my iniquity, and my body has wasted away. Old age always happens, but it's not because of your iniquities. I spent my life with these sorrows because all my adversaries it's gone from grief to another story. My strength has failed because of my iniquity, and my body has wasted away. Because of all my adversaries, I have become a reproach, especially to my neighbors. You wouldn't become, they would not be fleeing from you from the street. That's just, I'm trying to be the king who's writing this, and he as king, you don't run from him in the street, and he's not an object of dread to the queen. David is conquering them and getting rid of the evil around them. Can it be another king that's saying these things? Maybe, but I still don't think that would fit these 2 verses. I am forgotten as a dead male out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, like a broken pot. These are not making me happy because this 3 verse is 3 verse here, but now it's not 3 verse. Is those 2 verses hooked together, these 2 verses hooked together, and yet these are all tied together. For I have heard their slander. I've heard their slander. When many terrors, when many terrors, when terror is on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they schemed to take away my life. This sounds like a king that's having a problem with his people and they want to overthrow him. And that's surely not David's words. My times. Okay, what alarm is going off here? Sorry about that. My life, not my times, but my life is in your hands. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from those who persecute me. Make your face shine upon your servant, save me by your love kindness. Let me not be put to shame, for I call upon you. Let the wicked be put to shame, let them be silent in Sheol. That group sticks together. Let their lion lips be dumb. Means they can't speak. Let their lion lips be silent. Okay, that alarm means I've got something to do real quick here. I will take a quick break. What it is, it's 36 minutes. This shouldn't take me but about a minute, I think. Here, you guys can review this and see if you can see or learn why Jesus is teaching what is Holy Spirit. Okay, get situated back in here. I'm trying to remember what was going on here. Make your face. That's let your face shine upon me. In other words, our Creator is a being of light, and here is let your face shine upon me. I guess that was pretty important there, and I missed it. Let your face shine upon your servant. Save me by your love kindness. Let me not be put to shame. For I call upon you. For I call upon you that the wicked be put that the wicked be put to shame, and let them be silent in Sheol. And let them be silent in Sheol. I'm going to put abyss that way, because it's hard for people to understand the difference between the two. So they're in the abyss whether they're gathered together or not. Let me not be pushed, for I called, for I call out to upon you, for I called to you, for I call out to you that the wicked be put to shame, and let them be silent in Sheol. Let their lying lips be silent, which they speak. Let their lying lips be silent. For they, whoops, not them, for they speak arrogantly against your righteous. Your righteous, and I'm going to put your righteous ones here. For these, we don't need this word, that's just an extra word. They speak against your righteous ones with their pride and contempt, or by their pride and contempt. For they speak against your righteous ones with their pride and contempt. I guess that's okay for right now. How great is your goodness for us. How great is your goodness for us, which you have stored up for those who fear you. Stored up? Well, no, he promised. Which you have promised. How great is your goodness for us, for you have promised. How great is your goodness for us, which you have promised for those fearing you. Which you have wrought for those who take refuge. For 3 verse, I'd have to get rid of that one. Let me think, let me read it a few times in my head. for fearing you before this, because I'm going here now, for those fearing you before the sons of men. How great is your goodness for us, for you have promised. For you have promised those fearing you. For you have promised those fearing you before the sons of men. Yes. 3 verse, maybe a 3 verse going strong here, almost all of it. Yeah, almost all of it here. And we're only 46 minutes in, so you hide them in a secret place of your presence from me. No, that isn't it. To live in heaven is the reward that he's promised. If you have fear for him before the son, before the children of men. For the children from man. I would say this word is better. Children of, no, children of man. Man meaning male and female. If you haven't heard me speak before, is how our Creator defines. For you have promised those fearing you before the children from man. You will that again is separated too far away. Too far away. I don't know if you're seeing this, but this is 4 verse, but this is not something ever to be put in there, because this is 2. This doesn't. For I have heard the slander of the terror is on every side. While they took counsel against me, they schemed to take my life. But as for me, I trust my I say you are my Creator. My life is in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of the enemy, from those who persecute me. Let your face shine upon your servant. Save me by your love kindness. Let me not be put to shame, for I call out to you. I call out to you that the wicked be put to shame, and let them be silent in the abyss. Let their eye and I be silent, for they speak against your righteous ones. Your righteous ones with their pride and contempt. For great is your goodness for us, for you have promised those fearing you before the sons of men. See, the promise is to live in heaven. I mean, this promise can only happen though before our Creator's everlasting promises start with Abraham, and then he adds to him, but it's only at David's time do the talk about they have a king in heaven forever, and they can become his servants. Okay, and that's what's important at that promise. If you don't know this, then you don't understand our Creator's everlasting promises is why we enter into heaven. And that promise takes place with David. Although I don't know, he talks about Jacob, that he makes a promise he will make a safe resting place for him, Jacob. Now, but it's not promised until, or it's not fully known from his promises until David. But he's not hiding them. There's no way that can be added truthfully from the conspiracies of man, because those are hooked together. You keep them sheltered. Yes, that would contend for. You keep them sheltered from the strife of their tongues. See this word, this right here, in a besieged city. The only time I can think of a besieged city that a good king would still be able to write, I can't think of the king's name right now. Let me bring it up so I can show you. Because that will help me remember. Now here I've also taken the whoops. I want to enlarge it. Okay, this king right here. This king right here, even though your text will have an IAH at the end, or some kind of extension at the end, but he's the one that is approached. See what's happening here, you got to understand that this guy, this king, lost all these places, or all these lands, tribes' lands, okay? And there is no king on this land here. But if you notice the year date here to here, that as this guy was conquering, he did come up to the gates, and he didn't want to take them on in battle. He wanted them just to give up. So he approaches them and he says, for those that are inside, and this king, he calls upon a prophet to see if our Creator will answer him. And when they do that, they turned away. He is turned away. He is sent back to Assyria. Okay? And that's what happens at that time. And then it looks like later, because they have another king here, that they did come back and they did take them. So this might have been ongoing for some time, but this is the king that I'm thinking of that would be able to write that kind of text. Everything else, they're not in a besieged city. Okay? To put in perspective the truth, I mean, you have to realize that these, this verse here that I got, in a besieged city, as Jerusalem was besieged, he was to do this. So now we've got, yes, now we come back here, and I can see them now. Where was that part? That I am forgotten as a dead male out of mind, broken. Well, I can see that this here would have been some of their thought. Let's see. Well, yes, he complains about his sorrows all his lifetime, and oh boy, hey, guess what? I think we've got I think that's what's going on here. This isn't written by David, definitely. Definitely. My life is spent with these sorrows. My strength has failed not because of my iniquity. Sorrows. Because of all my adversaries, I have become a ferocious person. And I can see the neighbors I can see the people around him are worried that they're going to be taken away as well. And where is the king's strength? My strength has failed because of my iniquity. No. His strength has failed because of his adversaries, or his adversary. One, not two, or many, because of my adversary. I have become a reproach, and this we don't need. Now I can say that this is cooked together. But no, this is not, he's not forgotten. Yes, he has heard of their slander, for terror is on every side. Yes, that they were right outside the gate. They were right outside the gate, boasting and bragging. Can't remember that guy that did that, because he spoke both languages. That was unique about that guy that came to the gate. He said it once in their language, and then when the king sent out his advisor to hear him, whatever he said, then he asked him to say the same thing so the people that are defending the wall can hear what you're saying. Terrors on every side. They schemed it because this here, that wouldn't be there then. For I have heard his slander. No, this the people. For terror is on every side. They might have wanted to kill him, possibly, to say instead of going to battle, let's just give up and go there. Especially when you start understanding how I'm trying to really understand that king and how he would feel. But as for me, I trust in you. I trust in YV. I say you are my creator. My life is in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of my enemy. And it would be one now. So we know that this is getting more truthful by the second. And from those, deliver me from the hand of my enemy. And those who persecute me or slander me, I would put their slander. Those who slander, because we're talking about, he's talking about those people within his own, would make more sense. Let your face shine upon your servant. Save me by your love kindness. Let me not be put to shame, which would be that he's not a good king anymore, and he'd be marked down as the other kings. Because let me see this a second here. Let me get back to this. Let's see the names. Okay, there's no. See, when I don't put a capital letter on the king, these are a quick note that these kings turned away from our creator. As you can see, he's worried about his enemy coming down and taking him and the people, and then they start becoming really corrupt. So you got a quick lesson there of which is I can't even think of his name. I just read it. Ezekiel. He was a good guy though. He did things right. He showed, or the text would show how the kings would take on a situation and send out two people to talk to the prophet, because the prophet has not come to him and he doesn't go to the prophet, but a prophet is supposed to come to the good king, but he hadn't come to tell him anything. So it's a good lesson to know. Let me not be put to shame, and then that would be, he would be losing the kingdom of Judah, so his name would always be tied to that shame of losing the kingdom. For I call out to you that the wicked be put to shame, and let them be silent in Sheol. Let their lying lips be silent, for they speak against you, righteous ones, with pride and contempt. Yes, they were, when he was making their charges at him. For I call out to you, let these wicked be put, I'm going to put, whoops, there it is, right there at the front. So, let these wicked be put to shame, and let them be silent in Sheol. Let his, I'm going to put his, because you got to understand that this guy, you don't know the story. I know the story. I know quite a bit. He goes on and tells how he just went through and conquered other kings and their gods weren't any good. They couldn't defend him. And he was boasting that our creator is just another god like their other ones are. So let his lying lips be silent, for he spake against your righteous ones. And he spake against your righteousness. He spake against you. I would say he spake against you. This can't be added. This doesn't need to be there. This gets taken out. For he spake against you with pride and contempt. See, when you remember the story and you can put it together and add it, how great does that verse now sound? Now we know what King, boy, I like this. This is some of the moments that I really enjoy doing these. And it's an hour and 5 minutes, and I got to get through the rest of it here quickly. This is going to be a long one. I don't want to make it a part 1, part 2. But very good. You promised once those fearing you before the children from man. You kept us sheltered. You kept us sheltered from the strife. because when he did answer him, you kept us sheltered from their strife. Kept their strife and his tongue. And this is, like I said, well, there's a lot of goofy people going around talking like they think they're speaking in tongues when actually they understood the tongue was what made speech, not the voice box. And example, you cut off their tongue, they can't speak. So it's pretty obvious to them that the tongue speaks. So, but the object is that when it says they spoke in tongues, means other languages, not some gibberish that they're just jumping up and down. But those fools are going to get what's coming to them from their strife and his tongue. Your love kindness you kept us sheltered from their strife and tongue. Your you answered. I'm going to, this is, I guess, not his love kindness. You answered me in a besieged city. You answered me in our besieged city. I would put capital here, Jerusalem, in our besieged city. As for me, I said in my alarm, I'm cut off from before their eyes. Now, this is definitely reading not like this. Okay, as for me, I said in my alarm, I'm cut off from before your eyes. No, he just, no. Okay, this might be able to be, as for me, I said, no, God, got up for mine, never else you did hear the voice of my petition when I cried out to you. As for me, hear me, the voice of my petitions, I petitioned when I cried out to you. Because he answered him. Yeah, this is different. This is doesn't preserve the faithful. No, he saves the faithful. And okay, I'm going to say this doesn't belong. That just does not belong to what's going on up here. This would be his cry to her. Oh man, I do love this. I do love this. Love it. Okay. Now, when we get done with this one, when I get done cleaning this one up, this one's going to be, I think, really nice here for everybody. Format only, and then I can get rid of that. Replace all, and then when it gets down to this, I don't need the formatting, but I do need a double here and a one here. Bingo, 30 times, and then one more time, then like this, and then Control A, Control Copy. I'm getting good at this. I'm a little bit faster. That way, well, which helps in the time that you're watching this. So, I'm not seeing any extra warnings that I give myself. This seems, I'm going to put this in yellow. Okay, that is going to be the name of the game, folks, is to find the hidden format. And not only that, we have found, I think, yeah, I can't, those, I want you to spend some time and look up the text for this guy here. And he was the one that was, our creator sent the prophet back to him and told him that he's going to add 15 years. So if you just text add, you'll probably have to search, but you're looking pretty much in Chronicles and Kings for his name. And like I said, I removed either the IAH or the IEL off the end of the names just to simplify the names. But the object is you can learn a lot from reading that text. Well, or you can go to my website and read our creator, and you'll creator's hidden format, and you'll see just what I'm talking about, how he sought out our creator's help. It's just a good lesson of how a king, a good king approaches approaches to ask our creator for help. Okay, I don't know, I'm going to try to see if I can get this all on the screen and make it a little bit larger. That's going to be a big screenshot, but it's better to be scrunched down lower than it is to be too small. But there you go. 3 verse, important, 3 verse format all the way through, looking good. I think I'm going to go on to the next one after an hour and 14. That's now an hour and 15. Not bad at all.